What's going on, guys? My name's Ben. Today I want to show you what went into climbing the biggest tree in my career. It's good to be back. Sorry again, guys, for the long hiatus. It's been a while since I've made a big video like this, and today I'm really excited to show you the biggest tree that I've ever climbed. This big cedar is a part of my annual hazard tree program, and this valley was just full of huge trees. This was kind of a standalone giant with this other one right next to it, and it had to go. It measured about 9-foot diameter at the butt, is what it was recorded as, and it's an absolute pipe of a tree, probably over 200 feet. And it was so large that I actually couldn't get my 18-foot flip line around the base of the tree. So here we are, setting ourselves up to go up this one beside it, which was way more reasonable. It was a normal tree. It had a nice fork to it, and my plan was to go up this guy, kind of carve my way up and keep a lot of green on this tree, and then claw transfer my way into the big tree once it became reasonable. This video isn't meant to be anything too crazy with fancy editing or anything like that. I just wanted to give you a POV version of what I go through in a day trying to do something like this. I brought along my RIPSAW 201 and I have my RIPSAW 500 that I'll be using for the chunking down of the tree. And for a little backstory for anybody that might be new to the channel, my name's Ben. I work for Integrated Operations Group, and every fall I manage a hazard tree program for a remote power line up in an inlet. And along this power line we find some crazy trees in crazy situations, and this is one of them. I volunteered for this one. There were several large trees that we needed to top for the power line clearance. And this guy had my name written all over it, and I wanted to take you guys along for the ride. So we try and reduce these trees to a safe level to not affect the power line. As I move further up the tree, you'll start to see the power line sticking out the side. It looks like I'm kind of just tucked in the middle of the forest climbing a random tree right now, but I swear to you there's a purpose. And our goal for this tree is not to kill the tree, but to reduce it for the safety of the power line. So I don't fully remove the large tree. I'll get up there, I'll take the top, and I'll chunk it down a little bit and just kind of remove a lot of the green, but I'll try and leave some of the green on there. And if you want to know more about that, I highly recommend you check out Timber Titans. It's on Crave TV if you're in Canada, the Weather Channel if you're in the States. We have an episode, it's actually the season finale, that is out now. And it's from this project and myself removing some large trees, and it actually goes into detail and shows what goes on out here. So highly recommend it, Timber Titans. Alright, let's get into what's actually going on. Just got to this big union, and this smaller one here. Some other forks come out of the back, big marm there. This is the guy I'm trying to get into. Quite the pipe. I'm going to try and get as high as I can in this tree that I'm in now. See what my options are to kind of claw over into that one. I might have to claw into that big school marm there. And then try and get into the main tree. Pretty tall. There's another marm on that side that might be doable. But I'm going to try and get as high in this one as I can and take a look down. Once I get into that tree, it's game over, but she's big. And I don't want to screw it up and get stuck in between these two. Cut the hell out of my hands up in this thing. Time to glove up. Once I was past that union, things started moving pretty quick. I was just trying to get as high as I could up in this tree to get a good tie-in point for my claw shot over to that other tree. And as I'm going up, I'm clearing all the limbs on the side that face the tree that I'm trying to claw into, so that if I had a claw back, I'm not going to be running into a nub or a branch or anything that's going to poke into me. You just want a nice clean surface to bounce off of. A little foreshadowing for you. As it starts to get a little bit skinnier, I'm starting to look over my shoulder a lot more at where I'm going to get into this bigger tree. You can see it's pretty narrow where I'm at now, but it's still pretty giant over there, and there's a lot of big limbs coming at me. I'm trying to find a nice window kind of on the side of the tree that I can get my claw over a limb and hooked on, and then get myself into the tree without fighting a bunch of limbs. Alright, so pretty much got the whole side of this tree stripped up, tied in nice and secure in the top of this, and now I gotta try and get over to there. rappel down a little bit, give myself a better angle to kind of swing out at. I think I saw some good points down there, and see if we can make something happen. Not get stuck out no man's land. Oh. Mind you guys, this is coming off the tail end of like, I don't know, probably 6 months of no real climbing. Did that big brushing project where I was not really making content because it was super boring for everybody. And now I'm getting back into this Interjex project here. And yeah, kind of jumping right into the thick of it out in this big old growth patch here. There's a bunch of trees. It's not just these ones. So I'm trying to really shake off the rust in the best way possible, if you know what I mean. Doing something that I really haven't been doing too much. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is a bit of a shot right through there. There's not a lot of branches kind of below it, because as I go across there, I'm going to be swinging down and in a little bit. And the worst thing you want to do is make a shot with a bunch of limbs sticking out like that one, because as you kind of rotate below it, your claw line might get caught in that little nook there, and that'll cause you to just float, and that's called no man's land. And you're basically fully suspended between the two. If that branch breaks, that's the best option, because then you fall towards the tree. The guys have been stuck out there and needed to be rescued because you can't do anything. You can let off all your climb line you want, and then you just end up being fully suspended on your claw line over there, which you can't really do much with. And you can't retrieve it once you have your weight on it, and you can't release it on the hand descender. So it's a bit of a spooky situation when that happens. I'm just gonna clear one more limb below me, I think.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, so ideally I want to try and hit that little gap right there. These are our IOG specific claws. Shown them in previous videos, you can't actually purchase those. You gotta earn them. So you wanna let out but as much as you think that shot's gonna be, and you coil her back up. That's why you wanna clear your line up the side of the tree you wanna claw out to, or claw out of, I should say. So you get so much clutter down there, it makes it really hard to throw your claw. Oh. Be pretty impressed if I got that first try. It's a bit of a shot. As you can imagine, these things are really good at getting stuck in trees. Oh, there we go, look at that. Try and flip it in a little bit. Oh, I'm kind of on the outside of that one. Okay. So here, knowing that my shot wasn't that great and it kind of landed a bit far out from the tree and hooked onto a limb on the outside, I made the decision to try and retrieve it. Now I'm realizing that might not have been the best call. Oh, that sucks. In moments like this, sometimes the only way to get it back is to physically go over there and grab it. And since I didn't really have any other options, that's what I decided to do. So I unhooked from this tree and suspended myself between my claw line and my climb line. And my plan was to just start putting weight on this claw line until it gave out. And I was going to see how far I could go until it gave up, and if not, I was hoping I would make it into the tree to physically grab it and bring it back. Sometimes in situations like this, climbers will carry an extra claw or an extra hook on them, so that when they get in a situation like this, they can make it almost to the tree, and then just throw that extra claw line in, and use the hand ascender to pull themselves in a second time, and then just retrieve this claw. It's definitely unfortunate when you get in a situation like this. I didn't have a backup because I didn't plan for that this day. I didn't really know what my setup was going to be until I saw the tree, so it was just one hook. You can see me really leaning my weight into this, trying to get this to pop out of there. It was kind of just stuck in a nook away. And at this point I'm really realizing that I'm going to be swinging back, so you'll see me just start looking over my shoulder and kind of grasping how much of a swing it's going to be as I keep going.
I think we might have one more smaller one to dig out.
Thankfully, I'd given myself a pretty favorable tie-in point with a nice angle from high above, so I was able to make it right to my claw. Sometimes if your tie-in point's pretty low and you shoot straight across, the only thing you can do is swing down below. And that's where you get stuck in those no-man land situations like I was talking about before. But this situation, I was able to get myself to the claw so I could actually get my hand on it and start wiggling it out there.
Alright, well, pretty well guaranteed a claw back. Oh, this is gonna suck. Woo. Holy. Well, that's one way to get claw back. Jesus. Oh, that was so close.
Now that I've made a good shot over the limb, I'm just dropping that claw down through the branches until it hooks onto something sturdy that I can make the transfer on.
Okay, I think I just sunk my shot. Rope management is key. Take your time, organize your stuff.
Oh. Wow. Keep that. Got it in there like that. Take one of these. Take this guy. And I know I'm in the tree, but still have a chance of clawing back because I'm not actually secured into it. Secure it around these for now. Oh. So now that is supporting my weight. I don't have to worry about going flying back into that other tree. We'll leave that embedded. Now I get to play the really fun game trying to get my other flip line around this tree. So keep in mind here, when we're trying to get into a tree like this, here at IOG, we're not allowed to run our saw or cut anything without a steel core lanyard around the tree. So even though I'm tied around that branch and it may seem like I'm secure enough in that tree, it's actually kind of a break of our rules if I start clearing branches without being around the tree. And it's there for a reason. It's a safety protocol, but it does make it kind of a pain in the ass to get into these trees sometimes if you can't clear a few of these limbs to reach around and get them. Oh, fuck, we're so close. Slack. Put slack on there. Ugly. That's ugly. Yes. Okay. Now I'm around this tree. Easy, right? Now I can let this go. fuel. All right. So I'd say the one good thing this tree has going for it is that it's not like gunned downhill or anything. So I'm not fighting the low side the whole time. I'm gonna keep my tie in for as long as I can. Make my life a little bit easier for a bit. So here I am, probably 150 feet, made it into the tree. Got my line around it. I've got my climb line still on that one back there for a bit until I kind of level out with it. Easy part's over. Now I gotta climb this thing. I'm gonna try and get up to where my 201 can take a safe enough top. And then, yeah, the fun starts. Down there, Ross. You reckon it's about topping time?
I'd say almost at topping time, buddy. Need a bit more enthusiasm.
It's topping time. It's topping time! Alright, it's almost topping time. Oh yeah, I see it. Not much holding this guy on. Yee-hoo! Hell yeah. Best feeling in the world. Oh. Oh boy. Nothing like having a top start to sit back on you at, I don't know, 200 feet.
Man, on it selfie mode the whole time.
That's the shot that people want. Oh, it's nice to get off the flip line. Sit in the bridge for a minute, give my hips a break. Good Lord. I think we're at hour 3, hour 4. And this guy. Should try to flip me to the low side there. Hey Ross, I'm gonna try and get one chunk off with the topper, but it's pretty thick, so I'll get that 500 soon.
Roger. The same, obviously opposite side of the tree. The one that comes up from the ground. The wood was previously.
That's even better, just having a nice little platform to stand on. Alright, let's max out this little RIPSAW. Come on. So because this bar is pretty short, and I know this saw probably won't reach through the back cut, we do this technique called bore in the guts, where you just punch the middle out, you cut your holding wood out, you keep your corners, and this just allows the saw to work through the back cut a lot better and not have to reach in as far to cut out that middle bit. Hey Roscoe, you're in a safe spot. I'm going to send this chunk.
Yeah, you're good.
Ready. That's right. Go on. Yeah. See ya. Woo!
Oh, damn, that thing was falling for a while there, Ben.
Oh yeah, air's pretty thin up here right now, buddy.
I got nice view here. Come up above.
How's the show? Hey Ross, heads up down there. I'm just gonna try and free up some of these limbs. They're gonna slide down the high side of this tree.
Yeah, copy, I'm in the clear.
Since I pretty well maxed out what the 201's capable of, it was time to start warming up the 500 and drag it up here so I could start taking bigger chunks. Alright, let's haul up the big boy. Now I know there's much easier ways to do this, involving pulleys and other systems or having the groundy pull your saw up, but I decided to go for the brute force and ignorance method just because I was so far into the day and I didn't really have the technology on me and I didn't really care, but I greatly underestimated how fatigued my body was. My arm immediately started cramping up and that muscle in my elbow wouldn't release, so it was making this very interesting. Arm's cramping up. Oh, the muscle's not releasing in my arm. Come on. If you're a climber, then you've definitely been in this situation and you know just how much fun it is. And I was still well over 100 feet up here, so this 500 was feeling real heavy at this point. Oh my god. Oh, my arm's gonna give out.
Your rope back tied to the end of the blue line there, Ben.
Give me this fucking saw. Of all the things I've been through that day, that was my least favorite by far. But now the 500's up here. It's the RIPSAW 500. It's got the new pipe on it, and I've got a 36-inch bar, so let's go to work on this thing. Not exactly how I expected that to go, but works for me. There's still one more big top I had to cut out of this thing. This big school marm that grew up to the left. I just had to jump over while I still had a good tie-in.
Anybody? Yeah, what's up, man? I'd say one more chunk, Ben, and you're good there, bud.
Yeah, that's all. That's about all I got left in me for this one.
Yeah, fair.
At this point, unfortunately, the SD card in my GoPro ran out, which was awesome. But thankfully I carry a spare.
All right. Leaving that guy. Maintain some green. Okay. Let's get out of this thing. Hey Ty, go ahead.
Hey mate, just letting you know we've kind of run out of stuff that we can do up here today. We're gonna start packing down the hill.
Yeah, Raji, I'm just wrapping out of this tree and going to hit the ground, so I'll see you boys soon.
Beauty.
Oh. Oh God. Oh, both my legs cramped immediately. Oh. That was a big tree. Oh man. Oh, full day. Biggest tree I've ever done. It's a good feeling. Hands are a little shaky, adrenaline's flowing. Hips are tired, legs are tired. I'd say it's almost time for a beer. Oh God. I need to stretch me out of this spot. One thing I will say, I was not disappointed by these RIPSAWs. My God. Oh, what a tree. I left enough green on it. It'll probably live on. Keep trying to sprout new tops. But I can promise you it'll never get high enough to hit that power line, and that's what matters. Oh man. I feel like I just ran a marathon. I gotta stop making a habit of dropping things out of trees. Season 1 Timber Titans, dropped my gas. Season 2, I don't know if it's out yet by the time this is online, but I dropped my claw into a waterfall trying to traverse between a bunch of trees on a cliff. I had to go fish it out of there. Not my favorite. Look at this mess. Oh, good Lord. Biggest tree I've ever done. Chalk that one up on the resume. Oh. Do I want to do it again tomorrow? No. Not at all. Well guys, just spent the better part of about 5 hours in that lovely tree behind us there. My legs are giving out. My arm can barely hold the phone up. I'm actually losing my voice somehow. But that was a hell of a chore. Good sense of accomplishment after that one. I had probably the worst clawback I've ever experienced. And that was the biggest tree of my career so far. I'm pretty proud of myself right now. I'm exhausted. I just got a message from the lady saying soup's on the stove, so I'm pretty fired up about that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. That's a pretty exciting IOG day. we do some pretty cool stuff out here. I'm very stoked to be doing this, and I hope you guys really enjoyed, because I enjoyed doing it. Anyways, climb high, don't die. Stay safe out there. We'll see you on the next one.